Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Rachel. If this is your first time here, welcome. And if it's not your first time here, thanks for coming back. So today, we're going to be talking about the Sephora sale that is upcoming. I'm going to give you some recommendations of mine to you, and I'm going to share with you some things that are on my wish list as well. And if you've used them, I want to hear your opinions on them. I'm going to link everything down in the description box below, and if you do enjoy any of my recommendations and you do decide to shop the sale, the links that I have down in the description box are affiliated. So thank you so much if you do decide to use one of my links to shop the sale. It does really help my channel out a lot. I have already done 2 recommendation videos in the past, so I'm going to link those 2 down in the description box. I'm not going to repeat anything that I've mentioned in those videos because that would be a little redundant. We don't have all day. So these are all things that I've never mentioned before in past recommendation videos. And I don't have a ton. I don't have a ton of recommendations because I've done other videos, and I'm really only trying to recommend like the best of the best because I feel like 20% off is a good discount, but 15 or 10, you know, sometimes it's better just not to shop unless it's something that you're really looking for. You know what I mean? We're going to start off with complexion products first. Truly, I am much more of a drugstore complexion girly. Like, I really love drugstore foundations. I really love drugstore concealers. But there are a couple of foundations I want to mention from Sephora that I've been enjoying in the past year or so. So the first one is the one that I'm wearing on my face today. And actually, I've been wearing this one for a long time. I'm surprised I haven't mentioned it in past videos. But this is the Beauty Blender Bounce Liquid Whip Longwear Foundation. Now, this is the old packaging. They do have it in new packaging, thank God, because this packaging sucks. I'm not talking about the skin tint, I'm talking about the Bounce Liquid Whip Foundation. I wear the shade 2.20 N/O. One reason I love this foundation is because they have olive undertones. Yay! So many foundations don't. The shade match is really good for me right now. As the summer goes on, it's going to be a little too pale, but it matches me perfect right now. I should have actually given you a little blurb on my skin type. I am normal to oily. In the summertime, I'm very oily, and I also have very acne-prone skin. I'm 36 years old, so I do have concerns of lines and wrinkles and all of that. So this, I would say, is more of a satin foundation. It's not overly matte, it's not overly dewy, it's right in the middle, but I would say this would work for dry skin, normal skin, or oily skin. With my oily skin, it doesn't last the longest, but I think if you're not having to wear your foundation for a really long time and you have oily skin, or if you use like a really good mattifying primer, I think the effect is absolutely beautiful. It gives a really good airbrush look to the skin. It gives a beautiful medium coverage. And like I said, they have really, really nice undertones, especially if you are olive like me. The other foundation I want to recommend is more for normal to oily skin. This is the One Size Turn Up the Base BBB Cream. I have mine in the shade Medium 1N. This is also a really good foundation match for me. It's not olive, but it is neutral, and I do feel like it matches me pretty good, especially in the spring to summertime. This is definitely more of a matte foundation. It says a BB cream, but it's a foundation. Like, it's a good, pretty high medium coverage. It is more of that moussey texture, a little bit thicker of a texture. I actually really prefer to apply this with a sponge because I do feel like it shears it out a little bit, but it does last really nicely on the skin, really nicely. It does look a little makeup-y, which I like this for photos or for being on camera. So I think if you have like a function where you need your foundation to last a long time, look good in photos, look good on a video, this is a really good one. In person, it's a little makeup-y, but I still really enjoy this foundation a lot, and I do recommend it if you have normal to oily skin. That's kind of it for complexion products. I really don't have any concealers to talk about or primers to talk about, so I'm gonna leave it at that for now. Let's talk about cheek products next. So I do have a handful of cheek products to talk about. This is another one from One Size. I do really enjoy the brand One Size. I've tried quite a few of their products that I've really enjoyed. And this is their bronzer trio. So this is the Made for Shade Bronze and Sculpt Trio. I have mine in the shade Light. And this just comes with 3 matte bronzers. They're not really that different, the 3 bronzers. There is a slight undertone difference. One of them is more warm, one is more neutral, and one is more cool toned. But honestly, I kind of just mix them all together. I will say something about this that may affect whether or not you would want to use it, is that it is very pigmented. If you don't like a pigmented bronzer, I have a different recommendation for you. But this is the shade Light. I was contemplating whether to get light or medium. And I'm so glad I got light because medium would have been way too dark for me. Way too dark for me. If you like a pigmented bronzer, you want to probably go lighter than you think you need to. There's so much product in here, it's never going to run out. You get a really nice big mirror. The packaging is really sturdy. And if you like a matte bronzer that's really blendable, this is a really good one. I am wearing this on my face today, and I used just a very, very fluffy brush so that not too much pigment was distributed, and I think it came out pretty darn good. Definitely would recommend this one. If you are more of like a glowy bronzer gal or guy and you like more buildable formulas, I have the NARS Laguna bronzer. I do really like this bronzer. I have a mini and I will never go through this because it is really, really hard pressed. So like not a lot of product comes off. So that makes it really easy to not go overboard. Like you can really pile this up. It doesn't look overdone. And I really like wearing this in the summertime when I have minimal face makeup on. I really love wearing this almost just on my bare skin because I feel like the formula just sinks into the skin. It's very like buttery. It's not super powdery. And I love the color of this. It's very like kind of like a neutral olive undertone. It's not warm and orange, but it's not gray. It's a really beautiful like sun-kissed Italian model type of look. You know what I mean? That's the look I'm going for. I would even suggest getting a mini because I've had this for a long time and I use it a lot, especially in the summer, and I probably will never run out of it. I have one highlighter to talk about. This is the Rare Beauty highlighter. Now, it is what I'm wearing on my cheeks today. I have the shade Exhilarate. This is good if you like a very blinding highlight, okay? She's not shy. She's not demure. She wants to be seen. So if that is something you look for, I think you would really enjoy this. I'm sure you've heard a million people talk about this. I'm not gonna go on and on and on and on because it's good. It's a good beaming highlight, okay? Pretty metallic, but when I do want that type of look, I really have been reaching for this. I really like the color and I really like the packaging. It's very Polly Pocket-esque. It looks really pretty on the skin. This is a really, really good highlight that I've discovered in the past year. One of my favorite finds of last year was the Natasha Denona My Dream collection in general. But this has to be my favorite thing from the collection, the Cheek Trio. There is something so special about this. It has that je ne sais quoi. So all of the packaging on all the products are a soft matte touch with these like kind of splatters that are shiny. I like the packaging, I think it's cute. And then on the inside, you get a cream blush, which is like a powdery cream blush. I've never quite seen a cream blush like this. When you're touching it, it feels, straight up feels like a powder, but it applies like a cream. So nice. Then you also get a cream highlighter and a powder highlighter, both of which are just so beautiful. They are more of like a champagne gold, and I love this neutral pink. It goes with every look. The blush is definitely buildable. It's not super pigmented off the bat, but you can build it up. And then she does recommend using the cream highlighter underneath the powder highlighter, but of course you can use them on their own, both of which are just that perfect in between, like not super blingy, but not like can barely see it. Really beautiful. Love this Cheek Trio. Perfect for traveling. Wonderful products. Now we're gonna go to eyes. So a couple of eye products I wanna talk about. My tried and true eye primer, if I was going to recommend any eye primer to you, would be the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion in the style, I guess, anti-aging. I'm not 100% sure why this is called anti-aging. Like if you look it up on Sephora's website, it says that there are anti-aging benefits, like skincare benefits, but they don't really tell you what those are. So I'm looking at the ingredient list and it's all like words I can't pronounce. But I will tell you, I do feel like there is some sort of like smoothing aspect to it. I think this formula is perfect for me. I don't like eyeshadow primers that are too sticky, that are like extremely tacky where it's hard to actually blend the shadow, but I also don't like eyeshadow primers that are too dry, that dry down to a powdery finish, because I do feel like with my eyes, I do have texture on my eyelids and that accentuates my eyelid. I feel like this is a perfect in between. It gives a smooth canvas for your eyeshadow while giving a little bit of moisture to your eyes, not drying them out, but not being overly tacky either. It's just that perfect amount in the middle. I never have problems with creasing when I use use this. I never have problems with my eyeshadows fading when I use this. And one tube of this will last you a really long time. It does not tint your eyelids though. So if you're looking for coverage for your eyelids, this doesn't have a tint to it, but I still really enjoy this one and I keep going back to it. So if you know me, if you've been here before, you know I love indie eyeshadows. That is where my heart is with the indie brands. I think they do eyeshadows, generally speaking, the best. But I do really enjoy Natasha Denona eyeshadows, so I would recommend picking up any of their minis that catch your eye. I think her mini palettes are my favorites. Like in general, I love taking them traveling, like taking 2 or 3 of them to mix and match. They're so collectible. They're so well curated. The formulas in the ones that I've tried are really nice. I would say of the ones that are still available on Sephora's website, my favorite one right now is the Mini Nude. I love this one. I am getting married really soon and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna wear this on my wedding day because it just gives the most beautiful neutral look. I don't know what it is. It looks boring, but the look that I get out of this when I use all 5 shades, it just ends up looking absolutely stunning. Formula's great. Love a neutral color story. Definitely one of my favorites in general and definitely my favorite one that's still available at Sephora. And then the other palette from Natasha Denona that I would recommend is the My Dream palette. This is my favorite midi palette that she's done. Again, that soft matte touch, cover, and then on the inside, I love this palette. I love it. So you've got a lot of neutrals. You've got cool tone neutrals, warm neutrals, dark, light, you've got some pops of purple. You have even a multi-chrome here. The shimmers in this are a little bit more amped up for Natasha Denona midi palettes, in my opinion. The mattes are really blendable, really beautiful. I have no issues with any of these, and I love this color story. It is one of my favorite palettes in my collection, so I would definitely recommend this one. Another one for my oily gals and guys, when I'm going to start talking about powders, would be the One Size Ultimate Setting Powder. This is in the shade Translucent. First of all, the packaging is super cute. It's very nostalgic, like a toy from the 90s, and you get a ton of product in here. This is good if you have, again, oily skin or you want to lock down your makeup and it's not going anywhere. It is not going to move. If you're looking for a lightweight, barely there powder, this is not the one you want. I use this in the summertime. It's a little too much for me at this moment in time, but come a couple months, I'll be using this bad boy. I love setting my T-zone with this, even my under eyes. It's a great powder for oily skin or if you're trying to lock your makeup in for a long time. And then I want to recommend a powder that I have kind of re-fallen in love with. I didn't get the hype when I first bought it. It was kind of one of those products that I changed my mind about, but I do really like this powder a lot. And this is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish powder, and I have mine in the shade Fair. I have just the mini, which for me is plenty. I love using this to set my under eyes more in the winter time when my skin is more leaning normal and I don't need something as strong as this One Size powder. That's gonna make it look a little more airbrush, a little more flat, provide a little more coverage. This is a great one. I either use a brush or I go in with like a triangle poof sponge thingamajig and I just set the under eye area with this and I feel like it does a really good job. It doesn't lock things in for an extended period of time, like it's not keeping my oils at bay or anything like that. But if you are looking for something a little more lightweight and you like a pressed powder, this is a really good one. Okay, and now we're gonna go on to lip products. I do have a handful to talk about, so I'm going to talk about the one I'm wearing on my lips today. This was one of my favorite things I tried last year. This is the Give Beauty Original Me Matte Lipstick in Lovable Me. So I love this color. It is just like that perfect brown, warm nude. Love. I really like the packaging. It's super fun. It's very Gwen Stefani, and it is a matte lipstick, but it's not drying. It's very long wearing. I wore a lip oil on my lips while I was getting ready, and so I had a little bit of lip oil residue on my lips, and I put this on top, and I feel like it made it more like satin. So very comfortable. So you can always do that if you feel like it's too matte, but otherwise, just wearing it on bare lips, it is a true matte, one swipe, very opaque formula, and I love the color. That is something that's very unique about it, in my opinion. Of course, there are other colors in this formula, but I really love the shade Lovable Me. Now, another thing that I wanted to mention, once again, is from the Natasha Denona My Dream collection. So I have two of the products. The third product, which is the lip liner, is currently out of stock. If it does come back in stock for the sale, I do recommend the lip liner. But even if you don't want the lip liner or whatever, these two products are really good as well. So I have the lipstick, which is just called the My Dream Lipstick in Natasha. The packaging is very luxe, like it feels very weighted. There is a magnetic closure, love that, very satisfying. And on the inside, it is just this beautiful, like mauvey pink color. I'm not a pink girl, I don't love pink lipstick, but this shade is just perfection. It goes with any look. And the formula on this is, again, one swipe, very opaque, but it's more of a satin formula. There's definitely some shine to it. It's not a matte formula. It's very comfortable and it's long wearing. I really enjoy this a lot. And then the lip gloss as well, I guess, is also in the shade Natasha. Doesn't say, it just says My Dream Lip Gloss. Really pretty, I would say medium in terms of opaqueness, not super sheer, not super opaque, but you get that good little milky color to the lips. Very comfortable, there's no scent, and it's a really, really nice shiny lip gloss. Love both of these lip products a lot. And then last but not least, I wanted to mention the Fenty Skin Cherry Treat Conditioning Lip Oil. This is my favorite lip oil that I've ever tried. It is the perfect texture in my opinion. It is thick but not sticky. It coats the lips in such a beautiful way. When you pull out the doe foot, it is that fat chubby doe foot that we all have come to know and love. But the thing about this is that I feel like with some brands they don't do well, a lot of product comes out so that you just need one swipe and it covers your lips. The smell smells like cherry candy in the best way. My only problem is there's like no product in this. I'm almost out. This isn't like super oily, like barely there type of lip oil. That's not what this is. It makes my lips feel actually like treated, moisturized. Not many lip oils can do that in my opinion. This is a great one. This is my wish list, okay? I'm not gonna get everything that's on my wish list. I do have a $100 gift card though. So that's very exciting to me. And there are some things that are like repurchases for me. I'm gonna start with those because that kind of overlaps. It's like a good transition, a good segue, because I do also recommend these things, obviously because I'm repurchasing them. So the first thing I wanna talk about that I'm gonna be repurchasing is the Paula's Choice Clear Oil-Free Moisturizer. So like I said, I have very acne-prone skin, oily skin in the summertime especially, and this has been my nighttime moisturizer of choice. It's done a really good job of giving me that moisture that I need at night without clogging my pores, without me waking up with acne, because that used to happen to me when I would use a too heavy moisturizer. This one is really good. So I'm definitely planning on repurchasing this because I have gone through an entire one. Another thing that I am absolutely going to repurchase is the Lily Lashes Brush On Lash Adhesive. This is my lash glue of choice. It is the only lash glue that I use because I have extremely sensitive eyes, and this is the only lash glue that doesn't make my eyes get red or itchy. A lot of other ones do. This one doesn't. So it's really easy to use. It's not messy. So I definitely will be repurchasing that. And then the last repurchase I'm going to have is the Grande Cosmetics Grande Primer Pre-Mascara Lengthener and Thickener. So this is just a lash primer that I've really enjoyed in the past. With mascaras and lash primers, I feel like I need to use them for like 2 weeks before I get my full thoughts. And I did put this into speed reviews and I did give it more of like an okay rating, but the more that I had used it, the more I enjoyed it. It's just a lash primer. It's a good one. It's got like a really small, straight, like plasticky bristled wand. So you can really like comb through the lashes. It really gets in there. And I think it does a good job of coating my lashes, like getting them ready for mascara, because I need a lot of help in that department. A lot. And then the other thing that I'm definitely going to pick up is the Fenty Beauty Fly Liner Long Wear Liquid Eyeliner in Big Truffle is the shade. So it's their brown liquid liner. I've been talking about how I've been looking for a brown liquid liner that's actually brown, that's not super dark brown, that it looks black. And many of you have recommended this one to me. So I'm going to give it a shot. I'm gonna give it a shot. I did buy the One Size by Patrick Starr one, and I have been using it, but it's a little finicky. It's not my favorite. I love the color of it, but using it is sometimes difficult. The ink doesn't really run evenly out of it. You have to dump it upside down a lot. The tip is quite large, so it's not easy to get precise. So I'm hoping that this one's gonna work out better for me. Something that's on my maybe list is the Rare Beauty lip oil. Now, oh, they did restock. Okay, because I wanted Honesty, and when I checked yesterday, Honesty was sold out. So this is the nude brown color. I've not watched anyone's review on this. I want to kind of make my own decision about it. I'm thinking about it. From what I've kind of peeped, I've not heard great things about it. So I'm a little weary of it. We'll see how I feel on the day, but that is something I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of picking it up, and I would pick up the shade Honesty because I like that brown color. And then the last thing that I'm thinking of picking up is one of the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder Flushed Cheek and Lip Colors. This is something that I've been wanting for a long time, and Angelica Nyqvist, I did watch her recommendation video yesterday maybe, and she was talking about how she's planning on picking up another shade, and I'm definitely thinking about picking up Bellini, which is the Poppy Golden Peach. It looks super pretty for summer, like that corally, orangey pink. Oof, it looks really beautiful. So I'm definitely considering that as well. I have so many freaking blushes, but listen, I can't be stopped. Let me know if you've tried that formula and what you think about it. I would love to know. All right, and that is it for this Sephora recommendations and wish list video. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave me a comment down below letting me know if you're gonna shop the sale, and if you are, what are you gonna pick up? And let me know about things on my wish list. Should I get them? I want to know your thoughts. And if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. That helps me out a lot when you do that. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you would consider subscribing before you leave. I do upload videos weekly, and I would love to see you back on my channel again. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.